Hey everyone, it's Dave Berman from ManifestPositivity.org doing another Skype video chat today with Tribune Media Services syndicated columnist Bob Koehler. His latest is called Scratching the Itch. You can find it over at Huffington Post, also at commondreams.org, and eventually it'll be posted in his archive site, commonwonders.com. Bob, thanks for talking with us at Manifest Positivity. Tell us about the column Scratching the Itch, and what is really the message for Manifest Positivity community members?
Well, okay, I mean, the column addresses, an absurd little story where a woman in Kansas City went berserk at a fast food restaurant, and it's portrayed as sort of a spectacle of sickness. And that's the whole point of the story, is to make fun of a sick woman. The point I would hope all readers would get is that's not what news is about. That and don't let news like that make you a cynical, bitter, person. But keep caring about the rest of the human race, including a woman who causes several $1,000s worth of damage at a fast food restaurant because she didn't like her hamburger. I mean, clearly there's something bigger going on in this woman's life, some deep, probably spiritual brokenness. The larger message for me from this story is that that our whole society is spiritually broken, and I think that what is necessary for all of us to do that feel the pain of this brokenness and aren't making profit from it, and that have not hardened into cynics, is to reach out, in deep, caring ways as often and as fully as we can, and especially where we might be inclined not to, with somebody who has caused harm. That's the big picture I'm trying to portray with this column.
I like that you call to account your profession, the journalism industry. You want to administer, you say, quote, a Zen slap or something across the face to get them to stop purveying disconnection as news. And there's lots of media critics who would say similar things, and that doesn't make it appropriate content necessarily for Manifest Positivity. What you do, or where you go that's beyond that really makes me want to promote you as a writer and your column for Manifest Positivity community members, is your larger, more integrated sense of our need to have interconnectedness and our need to recognize the wisdom of either bygone eras or more ancient cultures that teach us things about, for example, restorative justice, that the answer to resolving a criminal case isn't necessarily just about punishment, but about healing the relationships that have been wronged in whatever may have transpired.
Right, absolutely. I mean, healing is the key word. I mean, it's probably the most important word in my life right now. I'm deeply involved in researching restorative justice as it's been manifesting in Chicago and all over the country, and in fact all over the world. There is a bubbling up of consciousness, I think, that what we're doing, how we're doing it, how we have traditionally done it, our adversarial system of justice, and the adversarialness is in all sorts of endeavors, isn't working, and the alone single individual pitted against other single individuals, with one of them finally winning, just plain is not working, and that we either all win or we all lose. And for readers and for listeners, how can you make this work in your life? How can you bring this into your own life more fully, the concept of healing. And it always begins with awareness. Whatever we notice that day, how can I bring a healing consciousness to this and not a judgmental, adversarial consciousness that, pits me versus the rest of the world.
Right. And so, yeah, to me, it couldn't be any clearer that you are not the ordinary average op-ed columnist, certainly not, syndicated out of a major media hub like Chicago. And so I think maybe we can just leave it here for today. And my point being that Manifest Positivity readers and viewers and community members, you need to have Bob Koehler on your radar, and Bob will be back participating more in Manifest Positivity soon. This is growing. We're bringing in more people to be involved, and I look forward to knowing more about your work with restorative justice and interconnectedness that you're able to bring into a forum of presentation that is so often devoid of this kind of meaningful spirit. So thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, Dave. And my last slide is we're all in this together.
We are, indeed. So thank you. Peace, Bob.
Okay, great. Thanks, Dave.